Most people think they failed verification because of their ID, but there's multiple reasons why you might have failed. I'm going to be going over a vicious loop and how to get reinstated if you don't have approval for Inform Act. Right? So Inform Act, right, you got to verify everything. We've been there, done that. You get deactivated if you don't get it approved in time. Sometimes they deactivate you if you're just a brand new seller. And it's terrible. Now, we went through this with a client, and it's very, very easy in my opinion. But sometimes there's errors in Amazon's system. This one was stuck in a loop. So it said failed to verify, and then they couldn't get verified again. They couldn't even apply again. And we're like, give them a video call. They said, wait, what? Go ahead and apply. And we were stuck right here. There was no way to apply again. And support swore we could. But what you're going to do first, obviously, is make sure that whatever you're submitting, bank statement, okay? Just look at the address of the bank statement, right? Look at the address on your ID. If there is an address on your ID, look at the address on your Amazon account. Do they all match? If they don't, then that's why you're not getting reinstated. Same with the name. Let's say my name is Joshua, and one of my documents is Josh. That's probably why you're denied. It could be it's either the name or the address most of the time. Or it could be an error, like I'm going to talk about being stuck in a loop, right? So make sure everything matches. Super simple and sweet. And here's the actual requirements. You can just type in the requirements. This is global seller identity requirements. I mean, again, if you have a passport, that doesn't usually have your address on it. So that's good if it doesn't have your address, because then you'll have to worry about that. You just have to worry about your name. And then you can always ask your bank to change the name and the address. You might have to wait till the next statement though. But again, it's asking for everything that you may need to provide or you could provide. So just provide them. I mean, it's not that difficult, I think. The main thing is just making sure everything matches. And of course, the quality of your photos need to be very good. It can't be like, terrible low quality images. That needs to actually look, 2020 up, 2020 and up. Now, this is 5 days ago. And we've been seeing this happen recently, is Amazon exact match requirements. It's saying go over everything with a magnifying glass and make sure everything is perfect. Like I said, Joshua compared to Josh, right? Or Mike compared to Michael. Liz compared to Elizabeth. You have to make sure everything matches. You can't have anything that doesn't match that you're submitting. Must match just right, okay? That's all you have to do. Go in with a magnifying glass. Make sure everything matches. You can even ask a friend, hey, does everything match here? No, that's a different, this one has your middle name and this one doesn't. Uh-oh. That could do it too. The middle name, usually they don't care, but everything else. What we do as well is we contact Amazon. You can call Amazon. You go to your account health page and you can call Amazon. As long as you're a professional seller, you can call Amazon and talk to them and say, hey, why aren't we getting approved? Hey, here's the submit the documents to them, or open up a case and ask them to review the case. They can look at the actual ID documents. They can be like, oh yeah, these look good to me. They can review it while you're on the phone. Don't hang up. Talk to them as much as possible, right? You need them to escalate it. But first, what you need to do is convince them that everything is right. When they say, oh my gosh, you're right, everything does match, you're going to say, okay, good. Can you write that down for me? Can you document that right now? You want them to document it on the call log or whatever. That way, when the next person who comes, they can review it. You want to get their name, the date you spoke to them. That way, when you call again, you're going to be like, oh, I spoke to this person at this date. They should have put in the notes. Do you see it? Do you see the notes? She should have put everything matched up. So there's something wrong, right? So that's what you need to do. You need to convince them that something's wrong, right? And the problem is, like I'm saying, I actually went through the same headache when my account kept rejecting my passport, even though all the info matched. What finally solved it about handling the verification side directly. And got my account reactivated fast. So a lot of what you have to do is pretty much contact Amazon and get somebody who can escalate it internally and help you get to the right sequence of events or get it all approved. Submit it all directly to an Amazon real person, not a robot. I know robots are cheap, right? And because sometimes you get stuck in a loop, and they were stuck in a loop. Here's the loop, right? This is from an Amazon employee. They're like, I reviewed all the documents and it says your verification failed. Yeah, so this is what happens next. They're gonna do another verification. That's what they said, right? We will re-verify everything. right? So look at this. We're calling them. We're calling. Everything's documented. Right? And we're calling. We're like, look, this needs to get escalated, right? After like a certain amount, you can't escalate it right away. You have to like try it for at least, I would say, 10 days. Then you can say, look, this needs to get escalated. And you got to keep that initial case open. The longer that case is open, the more of the bigwigs, the executives, the bosses come in and like say, why is that still open? It's been 30 days you've been working on it. So you got to keep the case open, keep it open. Don't close the case, right? Because a lot of these reps, when you're talking to them, they're supposed to escalate it internally. We're going to escalate it. We're going to get it resolved. And they don't. And what happens is you're like, okay, you give it 2 days. You're like, okay, I'm checking in 2 days. You check it in 2 days, and then the case automatically closes because it just hit day 3 in India time. And that's when the case was technically open, and that's when it's closed. So you lost everything that you built, right? Of course, you can reference the case, but you want to stay all within one case, and you want to work your way up the chain of command, right? So we're like, look, when you start naming the teams, then it starts to get a little real. You can't just jump to the leadership team. You can, but you want to work your way up, right? And then continue to call Amazon. What? Like, guys, everything matches up. Yeah, we know everything matches up. What's going on, right? And after escalation, like I said, any update, hey, obviously we're going to do it more professional, but it's going to be very, very similar, right? And you can see the case that was closed. This is us. Thank you for your response. However, the issue has already been ongoing for more than a week, and multiple cases have been previously closed. They would say, hey, look, we're escalating it. Don't you worry. We'll get back to you very, very shortly. And then they'd close the case on us. So they never, ever trust them. Like I said, they're very, very lazy. And then they sent us a huge message that said, we're so sorry. This person reviewed my documents, right? I guess it did get escalated to somebody in the US. They reviewed it. They said, this doesn't make any sense. You should be verified. We're going to escalate it again. And then we finally got the identity verification notification. But here's the thing. Here's the whole gist, right? If that didn't work, we would go to L2, which would be BBB escalation, which is Better Business Bureau. If it didn't work, you can go directly to the Better Business Bureau and you support them. They have the A+ rating. They have to respond. And guess what? It's an Amazon employee where you can escalate it and get it resolved, because the Amazon employee, they will look at your stuff. They're not like the seller reps, right? That's one way. L2 is to escalate it to the executives, right? So after L1, you go to L2. After L2, you go to L3. And you have to do all the steps that I did. So you work your ass off. So that way, when you provide them the info, they can see everything that you did. Here's an Amazon CEO. And then you can find these online. These are the Amazon executives. And then don't ever write an email to an Amazon exec that looks like this. Okay, just pause the screen. It's almost laughable. You want it to be a little bit more formal. Just a tad bit more formal, not too much, not too little. Stick with the facts. Have your merchant ID in there, because they're going to actually log into your account. Well, they have like a department that does it. That's on their email. An executive relations department. It's going to log in to your account and then decide whether you're going to be suspended or stay suspended or be reinstated. And they have the magic to do it. Right? This is from an actual internal Amazon employee. This is not a seller, right? They don't actually help sellers from what I know. But what he's saying is that escalation isn't drama. It's momentum. And he says at Amazon, escalation is a part of the system. Just for him to get stuff done as a program manager, he has to escalate things. So you want to escalate, but you have to stay on it, right? So that way you can get reinstated by like the CEO, the executive. And the Hail Mary is going to be arbitration, right? So arbitration, we recently did this with one of our clients, and yes, it worked extremely well, but it's one of the most expensive things you can do, obviously, besides filing a lawsuit, because a lawsuit, they're going to take you to arbitration as well, because you signed the agreement when you signed up for Amazon. When you do arbitration, you're going to want an attorney, right? We can help you find one, but you want an attorney. Why do you want an attorney? If you go by yourself and do pro se, they will think you're a joke. And I'm not trying to sugarcoat it. Arbitrator will. And you just don't want that, okay? I'm not saying that it's a guarantee they will, but there's a very high chance, right? If I went to law school and you didn't, do you think I'm going to be like, we better get worried? No, right? If you have an attorney, they're gonna shut their mouths so quick. They're gonna pull out your file and they're gonna read through everything. They're gonna be like, oh shoot, okay, let's finally read. And they finally read through it. And they're like, oh shoot, we messed up. They know they're gonna lose and they automatically reinstate your account. That's what happened with one of our clients. And that was for a different issue, not this one. But that's the whole gist of it, right? It takes time. You can win, take it step by step, think outside of the box, and there is a chance. And if you can't win, there's always a stealth account. So there's always a way. There's always a way. Feel free to contact EHP if you need help with suspension, stealth account, anything Amazon. We specialize in Amazon. I'm Josh Hackett, CEO, signing out.